let's jump into things. So Radio Workflow, as you know, is the #1 management platform for radio stations. We're able to do so much for you and your sales team so that we can support local radio, support local businesses, and now you're able to offer local digital. We can't be more excited about this, and we want to make it real easy for you. But I know many of you on this call might be sitting there going, oh man, I've tried digital before. You know, it didn't work. The sales reps didn't get it. We didn't make enough of margin on it. We didn't like our partner. It just makes me nervous. Or maybe some of you haven't tried it yet and you're nervous for that reason. How is this digital going to be different? Well, that it will be. One of the first things that we're doing, we're going to simplify the offerings. You're going to have access to the best-selling digital that makes the most sense for your advertisers. So we're going to keep it simple to make it easier on your advertisers and easier on your sales team. We're going to offer a streamlined workflow for digital ordering, delivery, and support. And we're going to white label this and communicate with your advertisers as your digital team. All of our digital representatives in their email signature, it will show your radio station name. When we speak to advertisers on the phone, we're going to say we're calling on behalf as your radio station. So we become part of your digital team and we make it really affordable. It's got to be easy to buy, right? It's got to be something that the advertisers can afford. And you still have to be able to pay a decent sales commission. So we've got it where you can pay a 15% sales commission and still realize a healthy margin. We wanted to put that all in place for you, and we've done that. And the best part, what really is going to make this different, there are no minimums to maintain. If you don't sell the digital, you don't pay for the digital. We make this very simple for you and your sales teams and for your advertisers. Now, I know there's a lot when it comes to digital. So how can we keep it simple? One of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to focus on the top 3 digital priorities for every advertiser. Now, what are those top 3? Well, first, they've got to make sure they're setting up their digital storefront properly, right? Now, that doesn't mean selling things online necessarily, but what are customers going to find when they hear their radio commercial and they're interested in the advertiser, and then they go to look them up online? Are they going to find their website? Do they have a website? Does it look good? Does it offer everything they need? Have they previously moved and they found an old phone number? Right? So you have to set up what we call your digital storefront properly. That just means how that business looks online. The next priority is advertising, and this makes it really easy to pair digital and radio together. We can talk about the right marketing mix that's right for that advertiser's business. And then the third priority, which is last but certainly not least, that business owner, that advertiser, needs to follow up with their customers to ask for reviews and invite them back in. So when we look at these priorities and what solutions we can offer for each of these priorities, we've got websites, so we can build a responsive website for the advertiser if they don't have one or if they don't like the one they have. We have search engine optimization so that people can find their website when they're looking for their products and services. We have a directory listings doctor, so we can clean up and make sure that all of the online directory listings, including Alexa, have their right business name, address, and phone number. And then when it comes to advertising, we can use display advertising to targeted audiences. We can get them in front of the right people. And we can use YouTube video advertising where the advertiser only pays if someone watches all 30 seconds of their ad or clicks to go to their website. And then for that third priority, to follow up with customers, we've got text messaging loyalty programs where advertisers can have customers join their text club and send them out messages, inviting them back in. We also have a review accelerator program where advertisers can ask their customers for reviews, monitor reviews, and showcase reviews. And we're going to be getting into each of these at the end of the call. But before we do all that, let's talk about things that are really important to you. How is this going to make it work? How are we keeping it simple? Well, we've really streamlined the workflow for you. Digital can be added to your contracts through Radio Workflow. You'll notice a little button that says White Label Network. It's already live and ready for it to go. We're also looking at adding this to the advertiser in the advertiser portal where they could just purchase it themselves, the full retail rate. Doesn't that sound great? And then once the sale has been made, the advertiser will be contacted by a representative from, again, your digital sales team. We're going to have our email signatures show your radio station name on every email that goes out. Now, we're going to have to collect some information from the advertiser, so they will complete some onboarding for us, but we'll handle all the digital fulfillment. You don't have to worry with any of those headaches. Now, if they're not getting back to us, of course, we'll contact you to let you know. And then once the campaign's going, the advertiser and the sales rep will receive access to a digital reporting dashboard so that they can track the results. So very streamlined from sale to launch to reporting. Now we're going to keep it simple for you too when it comes to training and sales support. Within the Radio Workflow platform, there will be a link to a Google Drive where you will find training videos on each of the products. These videos can also be used for sales support so that you can show the advertiser quick 30-second videos on how each of the products can benefit them. We even have one-sheeters you can print that your sales reps take to explain the products. And we have a website to support you as well, radioworksforyou.com. Showcase all the available products, and we're going to have that content available for you so that you can look at adding it to your own website as well. Any questions or support will be handled by your new digital support team. You'll be able to contact us directly and through Radio Workflow to keep it very simple. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. We want to make sure that the communication is coming from your digital team. So what this would look like is when we email the advertiser, the email address is going to be digital@radioworksforyou.com. Obviously, we don't have access to everyone's domain names to create our own email addresses, right? So the emails do come from digital@radioworksforyou.com, but in the subject and in the email signature, we will use your radio station name. So if Zandria is reaching out to our advertiser, Ryan, to get information on his new display campaign, it's going to come from Zandria at your radio station so that we can be a larger part of your team. Now, the best part, and probably the part you're waiting for, so how much is this going to cost, right? Well, as a Radio Workflow member, you are able to receive volume pricing. You're going to be able to do 100% gross markup. That is going to give you the ability to give the sales rep a 15% commission on digital and allows you to have an average gross margin of 35%. Now, that's about typical in the digital world. I know it's not as good as when we're selling air, but you do know that digital does have cost to it, and that's pretty good for in the digital world for a good gross margin there. But the best part of all, there are no minimums to maintain. You're not paying a digital vendor a monthly platform fee. You're not paying them an amount every month if you don't sell it, because you only pay for what you sell. I can't say it enough today. So what does that pricing look like, right? Because we've got to be competitive in the marketplace. Well, for a targeted display campaign, we like to call it brand booster because it's about boosting the brand awareness of the advertiser. It's $700. That's what the advertiser is going to pay for a 50,000 impression campaign. Your cost, $350. Now we have 2 levels of SEO, and I'm highlighting our top 3 products here. So we have 2 levels of SEO. The basic SEO is an affordable option that gets great results for most of the type of advertisers that we work with. It's a way to make sure that they have an SEO specialist taking care of their website set up properly to be found by Google, and the advertiser only pays $150 a month. Your cost is $75. Now, some advertisers need more than just the basic SEO. We do have a more advanced level that's $800 a month. Your cost, $400. Now, you might be starting there to do the math. What I want you to start to think about is when you sell digital, when you sell someone an SEO program, you're basically selling them SEO for life if you do it right, because it's something they always need. And as long as you're getting them results, they're going to stick with you. So let's say you sell one SEO campaign in month 1. Well, 12 months down the road, how many SEO clients are you going to have? It just grows exponentially. And by using the digital from Radio Workflow, you get 100% gross markup. You get to pay your sales team 15% commission and then have a 35% gross margin after that, all while offering competitive retail rates. And again, you only pay for what you sell. All of this is available through your platform starting today. Now, some of you might be thinking, hold on. Now, if I look at those prices, won't that eat into my radio budgets? How many times has advertisers told me I can only afford $500? I can't spend $1,000 on a radio campaign, right? We hear that. Well, I'll tell you this. What they said to you was, I'm not going to spend that much on a radio campaign because digital costs more. And those same advertisers likely are spending much more on digital. It's better if you are their digital provider, right? So to give you an example, an $800 monthly budget in digital is not much in the digital world. But let's say $850, $800, somewhere in there. For $850, you could offer the basic SEO and the display solution, or the advanced SEO for $800. So right around that $800 mark. That's so low in the world of digital to your advertisers. But now you are selling them radio and you're selling them digital, making their radio more effective, making their digital more effective. And now they're more partnered with you and they're more likely to stay a client of your radio station when they're trying to decide if they need to cut advertising budgets. They're not going to cut somebody who's giving them multiple things. So it allows you to be a full provider. Now, after hearing all of that, are you ready to earn digital revenue and really help your clients with digital? I can't tell you how exciting this is. I'm going to take you now through the different products that are available. All right, so as we said earlier, these products are meant to give you the tools to meet the 3 digital priorities for every business. The first priority is setting up their digital storefront. Again, this doesn't mean selling things online. It's just how their business looks online. They have to have a website that looks great on any device. By the way, that's called a responsive website. It responds to the size of the screen. They have to have SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, so that when people are looking for their products or services, Google knows they should be a match. Because guess what? Google's just a computer. You need to be able to tell Google what you do, what you offer, and what areas you service for Google to realize that your website should be a match. And that's where a good SEO program comes in to help that. And we have Directory Listings Doctor, because if you've ever searched for a business, if any of you looked up one of your advertisers and then you saw their information on Better Business Bureau and Yelp and all these other different directory sites. And have you ever seen where you had an old phone number or an old business name or an old address? We've got something to help fix that. So let's dig into those 3 items first. So with our responsive websites package, what's available through Radio Workflow is a custom design. We custom design their homepage, and then we do a 5-page website. And this is going to be good for most of the radio advertisers we work with. We do build it on WordPress, so it is very easy for the advertiser to even grow their site and add additional pages. We include a security certificate, and it's very easy to update. We'll give them training and we'll give them support. They need to make a change, they can email, take care of it for them if it's a small change, and we'll train them on how to make any changes they want to make. Now, this does not include their domain name. A domain name is their website address. Most businesses these days already have their own domain name, and if they don't, we believe they should own their own website address. You don't want a third party owning your website address. We will need access to it so that we can use it and show their new website on their website address, but we do not include it. That also means we do not hold them hostage like some companies you may have worked with. Once they've paid for the website, it's theirs. So who needs a responsive website? These are great for businesses who currently don't have a website, can't make changes to their current site, or they're paying too much for their current site from those who shall go nameless at this point. Now, next up, once you have a website, people have to be able to find it, because just because you have a website doesn't mean Google will show it. You need search engine optimization so that that website shows up, because most people don't go past the first page, let alone the second page of Google. So you need SEO. Every single client, honestly, needs SEO. So we've got 2 levels, basic and advanced. The basic, honestly, it's great for the majority of local businesses we work with. We update the back end of their website so that Google understands where they should be a match. And again, it's really affordable, only $150 a month. But for the clients who need more, like those in competitive industries like restaurant and real estate, who are not only competing with other restaurants and other real estate agents, they're competing with national websites, then they're going to need something more like advanced SEO. And I want to give you a little bit of comparison. On the basic SEO, we're going to do updates to the back end of the website. We're going to give the client, the advertiser, monthly reports. That AE will get copied, so they're getting those as well. And we're going to make tweaks as needed to help them continually move up those search results. Now, the advanced SEO, we do everything that's in the basic, but we're taking it way further. We're also going to do updates to the front of the website, also known as the content. We're going to submit their information to online listings, GPS services, even voice search submissions like Siri and Alexa. We're going to do extensive keyword research. What are people searching for in your area? What are they clicking on? How can we make sure that that site is showing up for that? We're going to report back to the advertiser every keyword where they're ranking on the first 2 pages of Google and how that has changed month to month. If there are any bad websites linking to them, we will clean that up, and we will optimize their Google business profile. For those of you who don't know, the Google business profile is what shows up on the right-hand side when you Google a business. It's free, but it helps in local searches. So we will optimize that for them to help in local searches. We understand the advanced SEO is going to be a higher investment, so we do offer a performance guarantee. With advanced SEO, the advertiser is guaranteed to get a minimum of 5 new keywords every single month, meaning they weren't showing on the first 2 pages of Google for those keywords last month, and they are now. And not only that, someone searched for it and clicked to go to their website on on each of those 5 new keywords. Plus, when it comes to SEO, Where you rank in the search results, it's going to go up and down all the time. It's kind of like the stock market. Think about it like that. So we'll track how many positions that they've moved up, and we'll subtract any that they may have moved down, and to come up with a net ranking change. Now that net number has to be positive of 25 positions, so that they've had a net ranking gain of 25 positions across all their active rankings. We have to meet both of those things every single month for advanced SEO. And we do not put them in the ads. For those of you wondering, we don't work with the Google, we don't do the Google ads. We're working on moving them up in the search results without putting them in the ads. And if we don't meet those two criteria, they don't pay and you don't pay for the month. I've yet to have to give anybody a free month. That's how good the advanced SEO is. So when you're trying to decide if someone needs basic SEO or advanced SEO, it usually comes down to budget. If they don't have much of a budget, put them in basic SEO. If they've got the budget to be able to do it, advanced SEO is going to get them results faster. And certainly they'll be able to see those really climb. All right, now don't forget, we've got that question box. If you see the little questions icon down at the bottom of the screen, so you can stop and ask any questions. Next, we have Directory Listings Doctor. Those online listings, whether it's MapQuest, Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Super Pages. We also work with Yahoo and Bing, and if they give us access, we can also work with their Google business profile as well. But we can fix the business name, address, phone number, and add a website along with a special message on almost over 60 different online directories, including voice search like Alexa. Now, who needs Directory Listings Doctor? This is best for businesses who are brand new and they don't have any information out there, or businesses who have changed their information because they've gotten a new owner, or they moved, or they used a tracking phone number at some point and it's still sitting out there somewhere. We can clean that information up for them. Now let's talk about the second priority, digital advertising. So we are going to offer two options because we're going to simplify it. Really, there's so much we can do in digital advertising, but it comes down to, do you want to run display or do you want to run a video? So we're going to do display advertising, and we're going to use a few different tactics to get in front of the right people. And we're going to offer YouTube video advertising because it's very affordable. And if you need someone to design the display ads for you, we've got a design team standing by, ready to go. Now, I know some of you get a little nervous whenever we say digital advertising, but what I want you to remember is it's still advertising. It's what we do every day. You still have to deliver the message to the target audience. What makes digital advertising different is that we've got the ability to target very precise audiences. Instead of being able to say, hey, your customers are 25 to 54, my station reaches those 25 to 54. Or, hey, we've got women who are the decision makers listening to the radio station. What if you could actually say, let's say to a home remodeler, I can target on the radio station the women who are in charge of making those household decisions. Plus, online, we're going to put your banner ad in front of those who are currently in the market for a remodeling project in the next 12 months. How huge is that if you put those two things together? So digital advertising, it's still advertising. All we're doing is putting that message to the target audience. We just have more precise targets. So the first thing we're going to go over is display advertising. We call it brand booster because it's all about boosting the brand awareness of the advertiser. Same thing we're doing on air, right? Perfect pairing together. Now, when I say display advertising, what does that even mean? Well, you've seen if you go to a website, there's ads. There could be squares, they could be banners, they could be like the tall, they call them skyscrapers. Those are banner ads or display ads. kind of mean the same thing, but they're display ads. What's interesting is how those display ads show up. So first, someone has to be in the advertiser's target geography. We're going to ask the advertiser, what cities do you want this to be shown in, or what zip codes? Then the ad will show up using a few different strategies. So the first strategy is by what someone is looking at. So on this screen, what you see is an article of 10 car problems you can easily fix yourself. Well, what is relevant to that article? Grainger. Grainger is relevant to that content. So that's called content or contextual targeting. But when you're talking to an advertiser, you don't need to tell them content and contextual targeting. You don't have to use those technical terms. We're going to show the ad based on what someone's looking at. And then we can get a little creepy. We're going to show the ad based on who is looking at that website, playing that mobile game, or using that mobile app, because there are digital collection companies tracking everything that we do online and storing it back to our devices. So we can show the ad based on who is looking at it. So we can show it based on who your potential customers are, and we can use demographic targeting. So if we want to target homeowners, parents, small business owners, we can target by income. If you're a wealth management agency and you only want to target those with top income, we can do that. If you're selling Medicare and you only want to target those 65 and older, we can do that. That's how we can get this precise targeting. We can go one step beyond that. We can show it to people based on what they're interested in. Think about it. We carry those phones around with us everywhere we go. And when we have a thought, what do? We type it into our phones to the point where we almost feel like the ads are reading our minds because we don't even remember doing it. That's how smart these data collection companies are getting. They figure out what we're interested in because they're paying attention to what we're paying attention to, and it's all stored back to our devices. And we can use that. We know when people are currently shopping for something. Let's say, for example, insurance. When someone's searching for insurance options, they're going to start with a Google search. Well, now we know they're interested in insurance. And if we're advertising an insurance company, we can get them their ad there. But what I want you to think about is how this connects to radio. If you're the local insurance person and you're running an ad on air, telling your story, saying why they need to call you instead of going to the Lizard or doing the price comparison thing, and you're giving them their benefits on air in that radio spot. And then when they're online and they're shopping for insurance, and then they see that display ad and they see your logo, their brain is going to remember the radio ad and go, you know what? I need to call them. They could help me, and they're local and they can help me. I can call them. That's great. They're going to be more likely to click on the ad. In fact, studies have shown if someone has heard the radio ad 3 times, they are 160% more likely to click on this display ad. The two work together so well. Scott asked a great question. Are we going to only use sites that are part of the Google ad networks, or are there other partners involved? And Scott, I'm happy to tell you, we do much more than the Google Ads networks. We use the Trade Desk. We can also use Simplify. We work with multiple ad exchanges so that we can get the best results for the advertisers. We've seen that the Google ad networks tend to have a lot of bot traffic and can look like you're getting a lot of clicks, but they're not actual from real people. So we put filters in place to make sure that the people who are clicking on our ad are real people and not bots. So great question, Scott. Thank you. All right. So with our display advertising, we can show it based on what someone's looking at, who they are, what they're interested in. We can also show it to them because they've already shown interest in the advertiser. We're going to include a small amount of site retargeting. And if you've never heard the term, you've certainly seen it happen, where you go to a website like dogtreats.com, and the next thing you know, that website's following you around everywhere you go. Stalker ads, as we like to call them, right? But they're highly effective. And think again, what does someone do when they hear the radio ad? They pick up the phone. But they don't pick up the phone to call the advertiser anymore. They pick up the phone to go to the advertiser's website. Once they're there, we can follow them around with their brand booster display ads. And it's very easy for us to do. We put a little piece of code on their website. We do use Google Tag Manager for that. And that allows us to flag the people visiting the website so that we can then follow them around when show them their ad, when they're checking their email or reading the news or playing a game. We can remind them that, hey, that advertiser's there to help them out. And one of the nice things about retargeting, if they add that piece of code to their website, we also have the ability to track how many people who come back to the website had previously seen the ad, even if they didn't click on it. So on our reporting dashboard, we're going to show how many people saw the ad, or how many times the ad was shown, I should say, how many times people clicked on the ad, and how many times people came back to the website after seeing the ad, even if they didn't click on it, as long as they have this piece of code in place. All right, so all of that is in our main brand booster packaging. We combine all those tactics together. So we're just focusing on boosting the brand awareness of the advertiser. That's all your sales rep needs to talk about. You don't have to talk about all the different tactics that we use by name. But we have the ability to upgrade to our Brand Booster Plus to include geofencing as one of those tactics as well. And for those of you who aren't familiar with geofencing, what that means is we put a fence around an address. So let's say, for example, you're a restaurant and you want to target people who visit other restaurants in town. Well, we put a digital fence, can't actually see it, but a little virtual fence around the building of that restaurant. Any phones who go within that fence, they now become a target because they visited that other restaurant. And now when they go to check their email or play a game again, or read the news or whatever it is they're doing online, as long as it's a premium website, by the way, then they're going to be eligible to see the ad because we've geofenced them. And one of the benefits of geofencing is we can provide a monthly traffic report to show just how many people, devices, meaning their phones, because we're tracking their phones. Scary, I know, it's creepy, but we're going to be able to show them how many devices walked through the advertiser's door who saw their ad, even if they didn't click on it. What a great way to do ROI. Can we geofence in Canada? You know what, Scott, let me get back to you on that. There are, because there's also when we talk about selling to Canada, there's money conversions. I'm not so worried about being able to do the geofencing, but we'd have to talk. Let's have a separate side conversation on that. A great question. All right. Okay, so those are display advertising options. Now let's talk about video advertising. Now there's a lot of video advertising out there, but again, we want to keep this simple. Simple for your advertisers, simple for your AEs. So what we have through the platform is YouTube advertising. YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. Google's #1, YouTube's #2. And guess what? Google owns YouTube, of course, right? And we're all on YouTube, right? Maybe some of us multiple times a day, but we all go to YouTube when we're needing something. So it's a great way to get your advertiser's story out there and in front of the right people. It helps build brand awareness and is a good supplement to other tactics. The way we do our YouTube campaigns, the advertiser only pays if someone watches all 30 seconds or if they click on the ad. If they skip at 5 seconds, they don't pay. If they skip at 28 seconds, they don't pay. So when your advertiser says, I want to buy 1,000 views of YouTube every month, they're actually getting 1,000 times that their ad has either been watched all the way through or to the first 30 seconds of it, or they've clicked on it to engage with it to go to their website. So it is a great way, and it is extremely affordable. I can't say enough good things, and it's highly targetable. They tell us what cities they want the ad to appear. They give us their YouTube video that they want to use as their ad and where they want it to link to. And then we show it to the audiences who are most likely to be their potential customers, whether because they are interested in something that's relatable to their products. If they're in the market, we have certain things that we can do if they're in the market for certain products. And also if they've searched for certain keywords, we can show them their YouTube ad. All right. Now, with YouTube and with the Brand Booster display, there are certain clients we cannot advertise online. Now, there are certain clients you can't advertise on the air too, so it's not that different, right? When it comes to online advertising, we cannot advertise anyone who sells guns. So if they have guns on their website, like it's a pawn shop and they've got a gun on their website, we can't advertise them online. It's not our rule. It's a rule we have to follow, though, from the ad exchanges. So we can't do gun stores. We can't do strip clubs. We can't do tobacco products. We can't do drugs, even if it's legal in your state. If you do have, these are things we cannot do with these standard products. Okay. And the reason's very simple. All of these ads are being served the instant someone opens a website. So those websites are agreeing that the ads that we display are going to be of a certain caliber. But we're also telling the advertiser that the websites we show them on are also going to be of a certain caliber. It works both ways. So no guns, no strip clubs, no tobacco products. All right. Next up, last priority, following up with customers to ask for reviews and invite them back in. We've got 2 products, Review Accelerator and text messaging. The Review Accelerator is a platform that we set up for the advertiser. We train them on how to do it, but they do have to take time and manage it themselves. It has 3 benefits. The 3 benefits are that they can track the reviews that they get online. It's a way for them to monitor. They can respond to those reviews. They can ask for reviews. They can upload email addresses or cell phone numbers, and they can showcase their reviews on their website. So when they get their account, they can log in, and you can see over here on the right, they can see their average star rating, how many reviews they've had, the breakdown by star, the breakdown by source. They can view each and every single review. They can click a link to respond to them. The biggest thing is that they can ask for reviews, and you can see a sample here. Very simple. How likely are you to recommend this advertiser to a friend or colleague? It will have their logo. Scale of 0 to 10. Someone hits next. It'll say, you rated us 9. Why? Customer types it in. And then it says, thanks for your feedback. We would love for you to review us. Here's a link to our Google review page. And here's a link to our Facebook page. And here's a link to our Yelp page. We recommend 3 links because not everybody has a Google account. And those who do don't always remember their password, right? And everyone who has a Google account knows the pain it is to reset your password and change it every single time. So you want to give them some options. So we'll ask them to review you. We then push them to the review sites. The reason we do it that way, and it's because not everybody is going to review you publicly. But if you ask for the feedback first, you've now captured it. And hopefully, and some of them will, go on and put it on online. But if they don't take that step of going and publishing it to Google or Facebook or wherever you want it to go, the advertiser already has it. And now we can give them a little piece of code to put on their website, and it will display all positive, only the positive, it filters it out. It will display all positive reviews and feedback collected. So if someone responded positively, 8 and above, and they gave feedback, it'll show on their website automatically. It's also going to pull in all positive reviews from Google and Yellow Pages and Super Pages and Yelp and wherever we can find them. We'll pull those in and put them right on their website. It makes it very easy to ask for reviews. The advertiser simply logs in and uploads their email addresses or cell phone numbers of the customers. We recommend them do it usually weekly. And they press a button and it goes out, and then a reminder goes out if someone doesn't respond. So it's very easy for them to ask for reviews, display reviews, and track reviews. Okay. Now, next up is text messaging. Text messaging is a great way to stay in contact with top customers. And if you have any advertisers who used to run coupons in the newspaper, they've got a big hole in their marketing budget right now, don't they? How are they going to get those coupons out to the customers? Because it obviously worked for them. This is a way to take it to the next level and bring it into the digital age. We can set them up with a text club where somebody can join by signing up on their website to receive coupons or text messages. They can scan a QR code that allows them to send in a word to a number. We set up a toll-free number that's dedicated to every single advertiser. They each get their own. And then once someone signs up, the number now belongs to the advertiser for the advertiser to communicate with. We do not sell those phone numbers. We do not give cell phone numbers or give numbers to advertisers. They do have to promote and get people to join their text club. And then it's a very automated system. As people sign up, they get the information or the offer for signing up. We even have a coupon redemption app where whatever that offer is, if you see on the screen here, once you click the link, they have this little app that they can show to the cashier to say, hey, I got this special offer via text. All they have to do is click the button. It'll then mark as used. So the advertiser can see how many coupons got sent out and how many got redeemed. We can even set up automated birthday wishes. If they want to set up a kiosk, and I'll get to that in just a second, where they can reward people for coming into their location, we can do that. We make it very easy. Inbound messages are free. We set up the account initially with 1,000 outbound messages every single month that they can send out. Now, if they have a tablet, and this could be an iPad or a Fire, whatever they have, whatever kind of tablet they want. If they have a tablet connected to Wi-Fi, they can even set up a little tablet next to their cash register or anywhere in their store where people can join the text club right there on the tablet or check in. And every time they check in, it goes towards a loyalty program, and the advertiser can say every 5 times they get a free dessert, whatever the case might be. And for restaurants, we also have another feature. People can join their waiting list from home. Imagine that. And then the restaurant can communicate with all of those on the waiting list, letting them know when their table is ready. They can even see how many, what position they're in and how much time is estimated for them to be on the wait list. So the text messaging is very simple, but it has a lot of nice bells and whistles to it. So who needs this? Any clients who used to utilize coupons or continue to utilize coupons, clients who need a loyalty program, restaurants, special event venues. I would also say like nail salons, hair salons, anyone who really capitalizes on repeat business is what we're looking for there, are great with text messaging. All right. So now we've covered the top 3 digital priorities for every advertiser. Within Radio Workflow, you now have solutions for each and every single one of these top priorities. We've kept it simple because there's obviously a lot more you can do in the digital space. We are a full service digital agency. We do have those capabilities, but what we know is what actually sells. And if you try and show too much to the salesperson, they're going to get overloaded. And so is the advertiser. So we're keeping this focused on what does the best for the kinds of advertisers that we work with in local radio. Because we strongly believe that radio and digital is a powerful combination. It is not 1 + 1 = 2. It is 1 + 1 = a whole lot more. Because when you pair radio and digital together, radio blankets the local area with the advertiser's message, with the frequency to build awareness, and it's driving potential customers to their digital storefront. While digital comes behind that and hammers it all home with laser precision to get in front of those right potential customers. And best of all, digital can be tracked. It can even help you show the results of your radio ad. So I don't want you to think about it as radio versus digital. You're not going out there and selling them radio one day and digital another day. No, it's radio and digital. Because when you pair those two things together, you're going to get so much better results for your advertisers. It means you're going to retain your advertisers longer as well. So Radio Workflow is very proud to be able to offer digital as a service so that we can continue to support local radio, support local businesses, and offer local digital. As I said, all of this is actually already in your platform under contracts under the white label network. But we're going to be sending a follow-up email to everybody attending today. If you would like a demonstration of how that works within the platform, you'll be able to sign up for that. I'm going to open it up. Are there any other questions?